Fellas, oh my goodness, man. We back. Four Quarters Podcast. You already know what time it is, man. Smidge, Coach Render, what's good, fellas?
What's popping, man? we ain't been here in a while, man. A lot of stuff's been going on, man. Where y'all trying to start at, man?
You know what, man? This will probably be the first episode we let Coach start us off, man. So Coach, man, what's up, man? Where do you want to start, man? Don't be petty either, man.
Oh, where I want to
Yeah.
start first? Uh,
You
man,
know we gotta go first. We gotta go first round, then second round. So we can't really skip. You know what I'm saying? We could
yeah.
we
So
could probably
let's
skim through first round to get to the second round, but we
yeah let's
gotta
yeah
we gotta speak on first.
let's do that. Let's go. What Wayne Springboro and then
Dumb.
Dunbar Northridge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's go Wayne
Um.
Springboro.
Wayne Springboro, man, this was one of the better games for Wayne. Like we've been talking. They started off hot, went through that little phase. But now, man, they playing Wayne basketball. I want to say it was close the first quarter. Want to say it might have been tied. Going in a half, I want to say we might have been up two. I think somebody hit a late three. Um, the key, the play that turned this game around was in the third quarter. Sante gets a steal, go coast to coast, and after that we just controlled the game. Zay, big shout out to Zay. He played big that game. Probably one of the best games he's had this season. But they really played well as a team. Like I said, Zay played well. You already know floor general Tay. He's always going to do his thing. Sean, we'll get to that later. In the Moeller game, but Sean played excellent that game as well as KP. They got Shotty back. Um, Shotty been gone for a month, I think. So he still got to find his groove, you know. But they played well. They ended up winning by 14. But yeah, like I said, after that play in the third quarter by Tay, man, it was over with, man. We controlled the game from then on out. So definitely a good performance. Scored in the 70s. I think we scored 74, and y'all know how I feel about when we scoring in the 70s. I feel like Wayne cannot be beat when they're playing that they getting out in the open. They didn't really let Springboro set up in that 1-3-1. Um, they attacked and they put points on the board. So yeah, definitely a good show out for the first game in the playoffs versus Springboro.
I want to ask you something because you said a couple of things. You said Zoe came to play, and you said Wayne is playing Wayne basketball. Like, can you describe what you mean by that?
To me, Wayne basketball is not holding the ball. Oh, I wouldn't say much holding it, but letting teams set up in their defenses. They're getting turnovers. Making offense out of defense. And I feel, and they were running the floor, getting out running. I feel like Wayne plays his best basketball when it's out in the open floor. Once they get to slowing the ball up and letting teams set up in their defenses, I feel like that's when um, they play into the other team's strengths, and it kind of put them in a bad spot. But they was getting out and running, and that's when I feel like that's when they playing their best ball. The ball rotating. You got KP hitting shots. You got Sean hitting shots. Zoe got a dunk early. And like I said, man, Zay, he played one of the best games he's played all year. Attacking, making smart decisions with the ball. Swinging the ball around. And Tay is Tay, man. You know what I'm saying? Not saying like he doesn't have any weaknesses to his game, but for the most part, he's always consistent. You know what I'm saying? He's always consistent. He's gonna look for his teammates. He gonna get to the Baja. He's gonna finish left hand, right hand, and surprisingly, he's been shooting well from the three. He's been
He,
shooting well. Period.
he got a nice spot up three ball. I would say
So
yeah for sure.
that's when I feel like Wayne is at his best. Unselfishness. That's the key to them. And we'll get into it later with when we talk about them versus Moeller as well. Them matching up with Princeton. But when the ball's moving around and they're hitting open shots and they're running, they're really a hard team to beat. They're really a hard team to beat.
I want to
And
give
I got to give a shout out to I gotta give a shout out to the coaching staff, man. I gotta give a shout out to Nate.
yeah.
I kind of been hard on him all year, but I gotta give credit when credit's due, man. So I gotta
All
own
right.
him.
I'm gonna give let Render get the floor, but I just wanted to ask this or kind of make this statement. And I think with forgot his name, light skinned guy, he's their two guard scorer.
KP,
Zay? No, not KP.
Zay,
Zay. Um, man, he even though the general Tay is, in my opinion, the Wayne's best player, but y'all can't really win if Zay don't score and make good decisions with the ball.
no, that's a fact.
He is the only player that could probably night in and night out give you 18 points, right? And even though we know he can score, a lot of times we just see the ball kind of back in the day they used to call it the black hole, right? The ball go over there, you don't see it again,
Ball
right?
stopper.
Ball stopper. But if he plays smart basketball and plays to Wayne's strength, I mean that is the key to you guys. I think he is the X factor. Like I said, Shivers is that guy. He's if he without him it's really going to be a struggle. But to win, you need that scoring threat. And I think if Zay could do that and move the ball, play smart, play to his ability, I mean y'all could make a nasty run. So
No, for sure. He's the leader, so he he has to. You know what I'm saying? He has to take that responsibility to not try to do too much at times. That's where I feel like his problem is at times is he wants to do too much, and you know what I'm saying, you just got to make smart decisions. You feel me? Sometimes I know you might want that bucket. I know you know what I'm saying, and it just might not be there for you, and instead of forcing it, you just got to give it up. And I mean, it's just no knock. A lot of players do it, you know what I'm saying, but like coach said in the last pod, these possessions, you know what I'm saying? Like they gotta count. You know what I'm saying? Each possession has to count. So that turnover, and we'll get into it with Moeller as well, and when they play Moeller, but certain turnovers, the extra play, the extra pass, the diving on the floor, the taking the charges. These are plays that determine a game. You know what I'm saying? Especially at this time of the year. So, like you said, man, just playing to his ability and playing smarter is the key to like you said to Wayne. Going deep into this playoff because nobody has them penciled in for anything. You know what I'm saying? They don't. They're not supposed to be where they're at right now anyway. So to keep moving on in these playoffs, man, that's like you said, Zay's definitely gonna be the X factor.
coach.
Um, this is a very unique Wayne team, right? I think they're very unique. I think they play. It's like a different style that they play from the previous years, right? And I do think that once again, I said this before. I think Wayne has a chance to do something special that a lot of other teams haven't done in a while. Um, I really thought this was a trap game for Wayne just because they done played them 3 times. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's hard to beat a team 3 times. But I also think that when you're more dominant than a team, it doesn't matter on a first time, second time, or third time. It doesn't matter. As long as you can be able to get the job done, that's all that matters at the end of the day. So when I watched the game that I was trying to watch on somebody's live, um, the game was kind of close here and there, just because um, when Springboro goes on, right? They're trying to slow up Wayne. But I also think Wayne did a great job of dissecting that zone. And what I mean by dissecting it is finding the right guys in the right areas to be able to go score. You know, I think Tay did a great job in the middle, dumping it down to Zoe, and Zoe did a great job finishing. I think KP hit shots when they needed to be hit. I think Tay played like a man, like how he normally plays. You know, Sante he's gonna be the scrappy guy that's gonna get the guys going. You know, and Zay, I think Zay really showed up and came to play, and I think Sean came into play as well. So, and even Shotty has some key moments. And I know y'all said something about Shotty not being ready, or not. I ain't gonna say not being ready. I know that Shotty hasn't played in a month, right?
Right.
But like I think beforehand, Shotty has had. I think he had like an important piece to that puzzle as well.
Oh, for
You
sure.
know, coming, in that first couple games, So um it's not easy coming back and playing at a high level that you was before. But I do think Shotty has he's one of the pieces to the puzzle that I feel like they can make them go. Now, right now, he might not be ready just because it's his first couple games back. So kind of got to give him just a tad bit of grace. But you know, obviously, you got to go with the guys who've been rolling when he wasn't there. So, um, and I know you shout out the coaching staff. I think they did a great job of executing the half court. You know, not only that, like I said, y'all said that if Zay plays like a senior, and this is what I'm saying, right? When you have a lot of seniors on the team and they're getting a lot of minutes, they have to make these games like matter. Like senior, I feel like if a lot of senior led teams should be good because they're older. You know, they should be making way better decisions than they was as a freshman or a sophomore. So I expect Asante, I expect a KP, a Zoe, a Zay, a Sean. I expect them to make plays, especially in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, I love the fact that they showed up in that Springboro game and let that not be their last game. You know, so um, kudos to them. I'm proud of them. I'm glad that they got over the hump against Springboro because that was a trap game. Always playing a conference game as your first game is always tough. It's never easy playing a conference game. So I gotta get a shout out to them for passing that test. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to Wayne.
For sure, for sure. I think we had because obviously we're going to cover Wayne here in a minute because the Wayne train is still moving along. But thoughts on the Dunbar Northridge game because I want to say a couple weeks back, Coach had pointed out that this could be a very interesting game. Obviously Northridge had the great season that they had. Dunbar also had a very nice season. I think they won the City League. So this game was one of those games where it's like, hey, if Dunbar gets it going, or Northridge gets it going, it could be any man's game. So for a coach that I believe you watched the game, I believe Smidge, you might have caught wind of the game as well. What did you see in that game that did anything surprise you? Was this how would you describe that game?
This on coach. I didn't get to see that game. I was texting Tay. He was there. I think coach was the only one out of us that lay eyes on that game. So
Yeah, I
I
was
got it
definitely
up
up
for.
there. So, man, that game was crazy, right? First of all, the game was sold out. I mean, but being up at Sydney, that's a pretty little gym, to be honest. So, but it was a nice little crowd and everything else. The first thing that I saw on the floor, and I was talking with my boy Dre because we was at the game. The first thing that I saw was, I said, man, Northridge is actually they're actually bigger from the guard to the wings to the bigs. I'm talking about oversized, way bigger than Dunbar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Automatically, I knew, Dunbar in for a long night. So how the game went was, I think Northridge was definitely overpowering them for sure, and Dunbar ended up making a run, but I think it was just too much Northridge. Deontay Smith, I gotta give him, I gotta give him I gotta give him a shout out because he's been having a great tournament run, and I think a lot of people slept on him throughout the season, and he done had a great senior season. So I gotta shout out to Deontay Smith because I really definitely give him a clap for
Hey,
sure.
we've been sleeping on Deontay, man.
Definitely been sleeping on Big Bruh. We can't
Been
sleep
sleeping.
on Big Bruh.
Mm-mm.
Big Bruh been hooping. And I gotta give him his flowers. Like, I think he ended up with 27
27.
that game. Yeah, he ended up with
Mm-hmm.
27 that game. And like, once again, he was just overpowering against the guards. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, right? His brother was flirting with a triple double. I think he
Mm.
ended up I think he ended up with like 18, 7 blocks, 8 rebounds. I want to say 6 assists. Yeah, nah,
Mm.
he was flirting with a
Quadruple.
tri- he was
Yeah,
almost flirting with a quadruple double.
yeah,
So
7 blocks is impressive.
yeah.
crazy. I'm talking, man, hey. Nah, he was a real rim protector, and I was really impressed on how he dominated that game. Um, I do think though, Jamal Winfield had a good game. I think he ended up with 20. Um, I think Deuce Fields ended up with like 15 that game. But I think just everybody else just didn't show up. Also, they had Wu Crane that came off the bench for Northridge, and he gave him a real good spark off the bench as well. And we gonna get to him too, going into that Northridge Taft game too.
For sure.
But I think Wu was a guy that, once again, he's a junior. He was playing JV a little bit, but I always thought that he should have been a starting guard at Northridge. So, you know,
You
I
said
think,
Crane?
yeah, Will Crank, he came
They
out the
got him
bench.
listed as a sophomore, number 4. That's my guy.
Oh, they got him as a sophomore.
Yes,
I don't know if he's a sophomore or not, but hey, if he's a sophomore, that's scary.
sir. Yeah,
If he's a sophomore, that's scary. But
yeah, yeah.
like I said, you got guys like him coming off the bench, like that's scary. So, yeah, Northridge was just so overpowering against Dunbar. Even though I'm gonna say this though, the refs was terrible. The refs was horrible that game. They was
We
horrible.
we we gonna get into them refs because I got a lot to say about them refs versus Wayne versus Moeller too, man.
Yeah, so. So yeah, the rest was man, it was one time they called a charge. They gave a charge to Deontay. The next possession, Deontay sets the same charge, the same exact spot, everything else, and caught a block. I said, this is getting crazy.
Yeah,
I
they
said, yeah,
did.
this is
Listen,
getting crazy.
Can we
they
I'm
speak
did
talking.
put
on the
him on a tough
refereeing, man? Like these
It's it's
refs,
it's
they
terrible.
they they, they got to take accountability for this. I don't know who you got to talk to, but I don't know if these
amateur.
refs making it about them or what. But I haven't really seen a lot of good officiating, man.
Man,
This postseason,
it's
bro.
the amateur hour. It was the same way in football.
Like that's just something I don't I haven't been feeling, bro. I haven't been feeling, and I'm definitely going to talk about them versus the Wayne versus Moeller game because pretty much the same thing, man. So the referees they have to get it together, bro. They have to get it together, bro.
You know how it is, man. It's the amateur hour, man. It just what it is. I want to say this real quick about the Northridge game. Couple things. One, obviously Keontae's stat line is crazy. 18 points, 7 blocks, 3 steals, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. I mean, it's kind of a cheat code with him, man. Depending on who they play, and like I was telling off the air, I'm like, he might have grew an inch. He was 6'5". He looked like he's 6'6" all of a sudden. I don't know. He looked bigger in person yesterday. It was ridiculous.
I said,
Uh,
listen, I said the same thing because when I walked in, I said, man, has Keontae grew?
bro,
Cause I'm like, he just I if you would have
bro,
saw him in Sydney's gym,
yeah,
oh, he looked crazy out there. I'm talking about he's like an action figure out there. I said, this is crazy.
bro. Now he's a specimen, bro. Special, special, special. Um, the next thing I want to say, and I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but Northridge has scored 70 points the first game, and I believe the game yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, Coach, they scored 80 plus.
Yeah. So
So
so I feel like so you gotta think, right? I think they've been scoring in the high 70s because you gotta think, right? I think they didn't have it in each game, it's always been like five plus guys in double digits.
for sure,
So it's not like they're not scoring because they're scoring a lot of points, but it's also being distributed and not just with one person. You know what I'm saying?
it's a
So
fact.
so like I said, like this Northridge team is actually pretty deep, to be honest. And they got a
Yeah,
lot of scores that can score that basketball.
yeah. I'm impressed. That was my second time seeing them yesterday, and obviously, we'll jump to that game here in a minute. Or we could just jump right into it. I think we've covered the first round at least. I mean, we could probably talk a little bit about a couple other guys, but yeah, man. I'm very impressed with this Northridge team. I knew when me and Smith first saw them play against
Mason.
Smith's favorite team, Mason. Um, I knew that they were pretty good, but it was hard to tell against Mason because uh, I just thought Northridge was just superior. But then seeing them yesterday get punched in the mouth and how they responded from the players to the coach, because the players on the floor, again, let's just go into the game, man. Is there
Yeah,
anything
we
else
might as
we
well
can
go
touch
ahead
on
and
the first
dive
round,
into it.
man? All right, man, no sweat.
Yeah,
I was
might as well
gonna
go ahead and
say it.
dive into it,
No,
man.
no sweat, no sweat. So, you look at the game against Taft. Now we're in the second round. We're talking about Northridge versus Taft. Taft is a rough and tough team. Taft is very similar, in my opinion, to Dunbar, but they're just bigger. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? They're a
yeah,
bigger team, but they're very fast and aggressive. They play well in chaos, right? And you look at Northridge. I've never seen Northridge get punched in the mouth, right?
yeah.
They got punched pretty good yesterday. I think they was down at some point. Correct me if I'm wrong, Coach. 20 plus at some
They was
point.
They was down 23 at one point. They was down 40-17, if I'm not mistaken,
Right. So they had. I
at
mean,
one point.
that's a lot of points, right?
Yeah.
And Taft did not look as if they were going to let up. And then to add insult to injury, Keontae had 3 fouls in the first half, so he's on the
Yep.
bench.
Yep.
So I'm seeing this team, and I remember at one point, and this is no disrespect to the Northridge team, but I told Coach, I'm like, that was my third game. Stomach get to growling. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, I could go home. You know what I'm saying? So, but what I want to say about Northridge is that, man, they showed me something, man, because the whole time that was going on, these guys never gave up. And I start with the coaching staff because I questioned if they had coaching. See, sometimes, man, you can't really see how good someone is, or you can't see how good somebody's coaching is until that pressure is on. You know what I'm saying? So that pressure got on last night, and I got to see who Northridge was. I got to see who their coach was. And I also got to see Keontae is more than just a 4-star player. He's a leader.
Yeah.
He was talking. He was shoving cats. He patting his chest, letting them know, nah, we got this. You know what I mean? And it was like, can't take away from the supporting cast, can't take away from his brother, big bro, Deontay, can't take away from number 4, the point guard. I think you said his name was
Will Crane.
Will Crane. You can't forget about him coming
I
off the
know
bench.
Will. I know Will with the dreads. Okay.
Because here's the thing, he had the fro last night. Because here's the thing, when he comes in off the bench, and I'm talking to coach, and I'm like, fam, why did he not start for one? Because he actually has nice game. He can dribble. He's got a nice pace to his game. You see him at the top of the key. He looking, he observing, and they was running that to perfection. They was running those plays to perfection. That's why I got to give Northridge's coach so much props, because
Yeah.
Keontae was getting in positions that only a system could get him into. It wasn't like he just decided to go play post and I'm going to just get on the block and be tall. They were positioning him to get easy buckets. And I was just like, hey, this squad right here, if they've got the depth, they've got the height, they've got the athleticism, they got the meanness, and they got probably the best player in that entire division by far, right? Just pure individual talent. And I was going to say this because I'm being very long-winded. I'm going to give Coach the floor, Smiz the floor. There is a certain advantage that you have in high school basketball when you got a player like Keontae who's 6'6", who's faster than every player on the floor, who's stronger than every player on the floor, who can jump higher than every player on the floor. At the high school level, that is equivalent to having like a KD or a LeBron or some freak of nature on a Giannis. You know what I mean? Like, what can you do with that? Especially at the high school level. There's no one on the other end to answer that. You know what I mean? 9 times out of 10. But go ahead, fellas. Coach.
Man, that was a game that, and to be honest, like I didn't expect. I ain't gonna lie, I did not expect that comeback to actually happen, right? And yeah, that was the last time I really paid attention to the score was 40-17 at one point. Um, I think Wu came in, and I'm gonna tell you who really, yeah, Wu really came in and came save that game.
He
Wu
did.
came in and hit big threes, hit two big threes, and then I think he ended up getting like an N1 or something. He got some, I forgot what I think he went to the free throw line. So like he came in and made a huge impact, and I think that really kept Northridge in the game. So when Keontae came back into the game, I think I was telling you, Hump, at one point, I'm like, man, is he tired? Is he tired?
Right.
But then what Northridge did, and I think you said it, Hump. If Northridge just play him in spots that he don't have to move around as much and can be able to score, they could be right back in the game. Northridge had about 2 or 3 possessions straight that they ran their sets to the T and
Very
got
good.
Keontae wide open layups at the rim. And that's where you want your best players to be able to score at, right at the rim. You know, once that happens, and I think Northridge went to a diamond. They went to a diamond and one press, and they put Keontae up at the top of the press. Now you know Keontae is what, about 6'5", 6'6", right? It's
Causing
hard to be
problems.
able to throw over.
Woo!
It's hard to be able to throw over him. I think they
Big
end
time.
up getting about 5 or 6 steals to get right and back into that game.
Right.
So and I feel like you said it too, right? It really showed me that okay, Northridge coaching staff ain't bad. They made an adjustment to the point that and it's yeah, I gotta give a shout out to Northridge coaching staff. They made a real adjustment to the point it shook the whole entire game.
Changed
Another moment,
everything.
right? I'm gonna tell you another moment. Coach, dang, Coach Bradley at Taft never called a timeout during that run.
Oh man.
Never.
Never called a timeout during that.
Oh
I
Never.
think
man.
they went on like a 16, 18-0 run.
Yeah.
Never
Mm.
called a timeout during that run. The only reason why the timeout was called, Northridge called it. And I said, I don't know if that's a good timeout that Northridge,
Right.
because they got all the momentum in the
Right.
world.
Right. Right. Right.
So so and here's another thing, right? And I don't know if we pointed this out. At Taft was shooting 63% from three, and they was
Damn.
shooting 50. Yeah, yeah, they was shooting 63% from three. I think they was shooting like 58% from the field. That's all first half. So you telling me, that Taft can be able to keep that shooting percentage all the way up through the whole game? I don't think
Mm-mm.
so.
For
I
Not a
sure.
don't
lot
think
of
so.
teams will. Not a lot of teams can.
Right. And there was another game down there we'll get to in a minute. But it was
Very
another team
similar.
down there that was shooting the same exact thing.
Yeah.
The problem was though, Northridge had 56 points in the paint.
Right.
They have
Mm.
56
Damn.
points in yeah, they
Right.
have 56 points in the paint.
Right. Right.
So that's where the balance has to come in at. And I said if you're not scoring in that paint, it's gonna be hard for you to win a basketball game.
In
That's a
that
fact.
environment, for sure.
It's gonna be
For
it's
That's a
gonna
sure.
be
fact.
hard. So I think Northridge did a really good job of putting pressure on them little guards and making everybody else be able to play. Because now you putting pressure on them little guards and you turn them over, you start turning them over 3, 4 times, that can add up. Taft
Oh, it
had
did.
30 Taft had 30 turnovers last night.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
win like that.
Taft
Right.
had 30 turnovers last night.
That's
Can't win
insane.
like that.
Yeah.
You can never
Can't.
win a basketball game having
Woo!
30 turnovers.
Mm-mm.
Hey man, I ain't trying to, because hey, season's over. Had a great season, Tav, but hey man, got to go to the coaching on that one, man.
That was great. That was great coaching. That was great adjusting
Yeah.
by Coach Lysif. Like that was great coaching by him. Like I said, man, they ran them 3 plays and they executed that. And I think one of those put them up. And I said, man, I said he over there slicing and dicing them now. I said,
Mhm.
yeah, this game about over with. And not only that, they end up going up 10.
Yeah.
How,
Yeah.
how my thing is this: how can you be up 23 and lose by double digits? Like,
That's
what
what
are
I.
we
That's what I
doing?
asked y'all. That's what I
Yeah.
asked y'all.
That's why I threw out coaching on Taff. And again, I'm not, this is nothing personal. Obviously, we're not trying to knock these guys, but like that to me goes back to coaching. All the turnovers, the way you lost that game, the no timeout call when they're on a clear run that you need to stop the momentum. And hey, man, I'm sitting on the sidelines. Easier said than done, but I'm just like, just a lot of just very questionable, like, hey, man, who's running the
That,
place?
listen. Let's just be honest. That's coaching. That's
It
that's
is.
nothing on the kids. That's all coaching because you could have stopped that run
Right.
easily. After I would have saw about 6, 8 points going
Yeah.
that board, I'm burning the timeout quickly. And
Right.
he still, this the thing, he had at least about 4 timeouts.
Because you didn't use any.
Like,
Right.
what we doing? What
Right.
you trying to pickpocket them and trying to take them the next season? Like, what you doing?
One
Right.
thing I'll
Hold the
say
pocket.
about Nate, boy, Nate calling them timeouts. He don't
Oh no,
care.
Nate. Hey, listen, Nate leaving all them timeouts at Xavier. I'm trying to tell you, he is not taking none of them home. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Hey, he is not
For
taking none
sure.
of them timeouts.
Might not
With him
agree
on
with
that
all of
bus.
them, but he's using them.
Oh
He's
no,
using
he
them.
listen. He burning all 5. I'm trying to tell you.
I
Um,
want to throw something out there real quick, Spiz, about Northridge, real fast, man. This is because these numbers are quite incredible.
Crazy. I know them numbers crazy.
Yeah. So when you think about Keontae, right? He ended up with 21 points, 3 blocks, 3 steals, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. What people may not understand if they didn't see that game, you're talking about somebody that really didn't play the first half. For one, the 21 points is really lots and lots of layups because he's not really an outside shooter. Deontay, who really struggled in the first half, ended the game with 25.
Crazy.
mm,
He, he had 25 points, 1 block, 5 steals, 6 assists, 8 rebounds. I mean, his
yeah,
production was ridiculous. Yeah. And
I
then you
bet you.
got, go ahead,
I bet you. I bet you. I bet you. Out of that 25, I bet you about 16 points was in the second half. At least
second
about
half.
6. Yeah,
They
yeah.
turned
It
up.
had to
And
be
he,
second
and he got
half.
a dunk. And he got him a boom. Both brothers
Yeah,
got a boom, but little big bro got a boom.
yeah. No, he
Uh,
did.
and then I want a special shout out to this young guy, Crane off the bench, man. I mean, the thing about Crane, real quick off the bench, is 10 points aren't going to wow you, but he controlled the pace of the game. He was really out
Yes,
there playing point guard, bro.
yes. I was nervous when he ended up fouling out
That was crazy.
because that I feel like I was like, oh, I don't like that because it was too much time left, and I didn't know about that little guard that came in number 0. And
Ooh,
I gotta salute him too because he
for
came
sure.
in and
For
really
sure.
changed the game as well.
For
I
sure.
gotta salute him, man.
he
What's
about what about
beautiful?
4'5", 4'6".
Yeah. But listen though, he really came in and kept it out afloat because that game could have got reversed back
Quick,
to Tav. The
quick,
whole
quick,
momentum could have got reversed back to Tav, but he made some winning plays
bro.
that really kept it afloat.
I'm gonna be real, bro. As a basketball fan, bro, that little dude come off the bench. I love that because it's like he's on the bench because Crane is doing his thing, and
Yeah.
Crane gets in foul trouble, and this guy comes off the bench. Your number is called, and you
Hmm.
show up. There's probably no better feeling as a team, as a coach, and him as an individual player. Like you wasn't going to see that floor if Crane doesn't come out that game. But
That's a fact.
but circumstances happen. I need you to be ready. Your number was called, and he came in and he brought him home, bro. So mad
Facts.
respect to that young man.
Nah, that's a fact. Yeah.
That's what's up.
And that's the thing, right? Like, and y'all just said it. When your number is called, you have to be ready to answer that call. You have
Especially
to be.
now.
Yeah,
Especially now.
you talking about a district title, going
Yeah,
into regionals, like that. Them were big minutes for him that he came in and got. Like I think he ended up getting a charge. I think he ended up getting some big free throws. So I think he did a really good job defensively as well. Like I said, hey, it's hard over height at this point.
right.
No, for
For
sure.
sure.
That's a
It's hard
fact.
over height. So I gotta show him love, man. Gotta show number 0 some love for
Yeah,
sure.
he came through. He came through.
He
Smith,
definitely
you was
did.
gonna say something?
Man, I forgot it. Y'all kind of, I wasn't there. The only thing I probably was gonna ask was when you was sending me the updates, you didn't let me know that Keontae was in foul trouble. I follow a page on Facebook, and just a lot of the comments was everybody was just dumbfounded and shocked about what happened to Taft. Like they were like y'all had the game. Their best players out. Y'all up 20 some points, and I don't even really think losing would have been that bad, but you lose by double digits. I mean, I don't know if y'all know the exact point swing, but it had to be something crazy for a team to be down
All
20 plus
Smiz, I hear
to
you, man.
win by 10 plus.
Smiz, I hear you, and I hear the fans. Keontae Davis. That's all I'm gonna say, fam.
He
Smith,
said
Keontae
Keontae
Smith.
Davis.
Because Smith, my fault. Keontae Smith, man. Nigga sound like a Davis. but but Keontae Smith, man. The thing is, bro, again, he impacts the game on both ends of the floor. Coach talked about him being a diamond. I thought it was a 1-3-1, but you know what I'm saying? Let coach bring the real X's and O's. He called it a diamond. All I know is that he's at the top of this defense, pressuring, running from both sides of the floor, creating a trap. And when you try to throw the overhead pass, he's 6'6", bro.
Not
Mm-hmm.
happening.
And he's so
Not
now he's
happening.
making you have to throw the ball higher, which gives the defense time to get over there. It's a
Yep.
nightmare.
Yep.
Not to mention his rim protection, not to mention the steals that he got, the dunk that he got. It's like, listen, man, I see if you weren't at that game and you didn't watch Keontae, bro, you would kind of be baffled. Like, how did y'all blow that? They blew it only because I think the coaching was very, very questionable. But
Yeah.
at the same time, Keontae and them took it.
They did. They did. And I'm gonna
Walked them
say this
down.
too. And it was a crazy walk down too.
Mm-hmm.
That might have been one of the craziest walk downs I've ever seen.
Sure.
Like you down 23.
Yeah.
You down 20, like that was crazy. I was just sitting there in a awe, like, what? Like,
You down
and
23 to win the game by 13.
Yeah, that
that's the
don't.
that's the even crazier, like that. What is that? That's about a 33-point swing.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's crazy. Damn near
So,
unheard of,
so
honestly.
check this out real quick, fellas. So you got the first quarter, Taft outscores Northridge 29-7. The second,
Yeah.
check this out. Check this out. This is interesting though. This is not getting really talked about. That second quarter, Northridge outscores Taft 21-15.
Really?
Yeah. And then Northridge keeps up the momentum third quarter, 25-15. And in the fourth quarter, this is where it just gets ugly. 28 points to 9 points from Taft.
Oh
Yeah, it's
wow.
over
At that
with.
point,
Yeah,
at
it's
that
over
Oh
point,
with.
yeah.
at that point, Northridge is putting on for the city.
Yeah, it's over
Yeah.
with.
The crowd is going
Mostly.
crazy because Coach and I was in the mix of behind us was representing Northridge heavy. In front of us was Taft, and they was talking Cavs back and forth all
They
night.
was. Nah, they was. I
Yeah,
think I think like the good thing about, because it's always gonna be Cincinnati versus Dayton. It was it
For
was
sure.
that almost the whole night.
Right.
Cincinnati versus
it
Dayton.
was.
But
Yeah,
the thing about I love though is that one of the Cincinnati Taft guys,
that was
they was
awesome.
like, nah, y'all got us. Nah, y'all got
That
us.
was
Hey, I
beautiful,
can't
bro.
even. Yeah, I
That
can't
was
even knock
nice.
y'all. I got
Yeah,
it. Y'all
he was
got
Oh,
it.
real
that's
about it.
gangster. That's
That
gangster.
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
man. That was because
yeah.
it don't gotta be like that, man.
It don't. It
And I
don't.
didn't know that he was like that because when I'm peeping him, I'm like, oh, I don't know what's up with boy. I don't know how he gonna react. But he was so G about it, like, y'all got it.
Yeah. Now
Yeah,
y'all got it. I'm gonna say this though before we move on, right? I know we got to speak on about what happened afterwards, after the game, because um because I saw some people talking about it on Facebook, right? So remember Hump, you know, Keontae was, I think it was probably about 3 seconds left. And I think Keontae had a chance to go dunk it to kind of like make it an exclamation point. And, it's kind of like an unwritten rule of like, nah, you don't do that. That's kind of like, disrespectful that you're going to go try to go dunk, you know, after you up like what, 13. and that was kind of like a statement type of thing. So my thing is this, right? Because I saw some people on there was saying, you know, some people they're okay with the Tav guy kind of like pushing Keontae in the air and everything like that, like during he was going to go dunk because that was kind of disrespectful on what he was trying to do, And then some people think that was uncalled for, but some people trying to blame Keontae because if he don't go do it, that don't happen, right?
Right.
My thing is this. I don't think you never, ever, ever should lay your hands on nobody while somebody's literally in midair,
Right.
right? Like, because at the end of the day, like that kid could have got seriously injured. You know, thank God that he landed on his 2 feet and he was okay.
Mm.
But to me, I don't condone that just because, for one, that's a kid, that's a high major kid that can tear his ACL.
Mm.
And be down for the rest of the season and next season.
Right.
For
For sure.
two, for two, right? Now you just start almost a riot
Mm.
because you already know Cincinnati guys they salty. You know what I'm saying? Like they sick.
Yeah, they ready.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
what?
Proper.
It got so bad. It got so bad in there because
So
and
did a fight break out? Did a little pushing match break
Oh
out? Like
nah.
what?
So listen, right? So when Keontae came down, and thank God he didn't get hurt. Nah, his big brother came through
Mm.
with a good one piece, and slid somebody. So like,
Ooh.
and I and as my brother, I gotta make sure you good. Like
Right.
I ain't about to let nobody hurt you.
You
Like
Little
little
bro, the
bruh.
ticket. That's little bro, the ticket.
No, for
yeah,
sure.
like I ain't about
For
to sit
sure.
here and let you get off with that.
Right.
So, and that's when the fight broke out. So, like I said, I don't condone fighting. I don't condone none of that. Now, should Keontae went to go dunk? No.
Mm-mm.
Let's just go home. Let's cut down these nets and let's take this trophy home.
Yes, sir.
But I don't condone as well. I don't condone somebody pushing somebody that's in the air
Mm-mm.
and literally hurting them for the rest of the season. I don't condone
Nah.
that. I'm sorry.
Nah,
Nah, I agree
definitely
with both
can't.
sides. Yeah, I agree with both. I agree with both of your comments. I hope that Keontae may have learned a lesson, and this lesson is not just high school basketball. If you a grown up and you may get off with somebody, but if you get the styling on them, like
Ain't gonna
they
end
Yeah.
good.
they can take
No,
that to a whole different place you really wasn't trying to go. So
Yeah.
I
because
just
it's
want Keontae
embarrassment at that point. It ain't even about the
100%,
game. It's not even
Right.
about the
100%.
game no more. It's embarrassing. It's crazy you bring that up because uh at the end of the Wayne and Springboro game, Tay had the opportunity to lay it up Sante, and he didn't. And after the game, I seen the Springboro coach talking to him. So I'm like, man, what the coach says to you? He said he just said he appreciated my sportsmanship because any other kid would have took the layup. And I mean, he was like, I mean, it was right there. You know what I'm saying? But he dribbled it out and he passed it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like you said, I mean, I didn't know that dunk. I didn't even know that's what happened, but I seen
That's
the dunk
unfortunate.
at the end. I seen the dunk at the end of the game. So Keontae's dunk. So, but yeah, like you said, I mean, Pump. I feel both sides. You know what I'm saying? As the kid, come on, bro. And then
Right,
as Keontae, like, hey, we here. I can't really say what I want to say, but
right,
we
Nah,
here.
for
You know what I'm
real.
saying?
right.
So,
And it was even bad that Northridge couldn't even cut down their nets.
damn.
Oh, come on, fam.
Yeah, they couldn't even cut down their nets in front of all their fans and that's why I said
Wow.
that hurts even more. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. You definitely got to cut that net down, man.
Come
Yeah,
on, man.
got to experience
you
that. You know what I'm saying?
got to get your piece of that net, man.
Hey, and I'm gonna be real.
Yes.
I ain't trying to be that guy, but I might the net cut might be over with this next round.
I hope not, man.
We
I
we could
I
talk
really
about that
hope.
another time, but woo.
Yeah, nah, that's a
Is
fact.
it Wyoming?
Nah, they don't. Nah, Alter play Wyoming. They got like Rivers Valley, something like that.
Oh, okay. They might have some time.
Um,
Let
it's
let
going.
let's go to the next game.
What y'all say? Hold
Uh,
on real quick before we do that. Like, where y'all want to go? You got
I
Lakota
I
East
I just want
versus
to slide
Smitty
slide
South.
this topic in because it'll really be short and sweet.
Good.
Centerville, man. Shout out to Cups. He took the Columbus route, and it's been a breeze. It's been a breeze. Who do they match up? They match up with Pick Central.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think Pick Central has enough to beat them, but the path that Centerville took, of course, you still got to play these games, but I feel like you, if you could get easy games, get them. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got to fight and scratch and claw to get these dubs at this point of the year, don't do it.
Yeah,
And I feel like Cups knew what he was doing with this because they get this Pick Central win, which I think they're going to get, and you match up with Lakota West because I don't think they'll lose either. And now it's basketball.
yeah,
Now it's basketball. Now that schedule that we was talking about, excuse me, throughout the year, this is where it pays off at. You know what I'm saying? This is where, like you said, Coach, when we were talking about this is what Cup's prepping for. Not not
yeah.
knocking, not knocking the G Walk, but you're only going to have one, two teams in the G Walk that's going to compete with Centerville, and they're off schedule. They're off conference schedule is dogs. I mean, they got beat by what 20-30 at one point by a team. And Cubs ain't thinking about that loss. Do we want to win? Yeah, but hey, this is preparing us for March. This is
Yep.
preparing us for these late runs. So I gotta tip my hat off to Centerville. The route they took, like I said again, I got them beating Pick Central with a matchup with Lakota West, the number one team in the state, who lost a key player the start of the playoffs, but like we'll get into that game later. That boy Tyson and that boy Curry, man. I
Tough.
mean, you got those two on your team, man. You kind of got to bet the house on them. You kind of got to bet the house on them.
Well, I want to say something real quick. Not so fast, Centerville. Hold on. So, just looking at Pick Central's schedule, Pick Central beat Dunbar by almost 20. They beat Northmont by almost 30. They lost to Newark by 10. They lost to Reynoldsburg by 3. Newark beat them again by 13. They got their number. Westerville North only beat them by 5. And this is late in the season. This happened on February 17th. Reynoldsburg beat them by 15. They pretty much did them bad. But what I'm seeing here is all the losses that these guys have are against like the best teams in the state. Central Catholic, Newark, Harvest Prep, Reynoldsburg, Ursuline. So it's one of those things, I didn't watch this game, but I don't think Centerville just smashed Northmont. And I, I don't know, man. I got Centerville, but I would not sleep on this Pick Central team looking at this schedule.
It's gonna be a game. I don't think nobody's not gonna say like this is like a blowout for Centerville, but it's gonna be a game. But I don't think Pick Central is the same pick central as like, a couple years ago. They got Landon Evans over there. That's a man child over there
They
for
got your boy
sure.
that be between in the legs and windmilling in the games. I don't know his name, but I've been seeing
Yeah,
highlights of boy, and I'm like, and I mean, he
yeah,
looked like he a nice size, about 6'3", 6'4", maybe.
yeah. That's him. So like, yeah, so like Landon Evans is probably like one of the top 27s
Mm.
around in the state for sure. And I think he averaged like 19, maybe 20. Um, I really think it's gonna come down to for Pick Central. It's gonna come down to what the supporting cast does. You know, most of them guys been playing together when they was young, so they kind of got the good chemistry that they need. But you know, I look at it like this, right? And actually, both of these coaches is really good. Coach Kruger, he's really good up at Pick Central. He's really good. They actually was the ones that beat the undefeated Centerville. They was the team that beat Centerville in the state
Oh
finals.
yeah. I remember
Yep, that was
that.
them. So this coach is pretty. He's pretty fair. He's
Battle
he's he's
tested.
known cups. How yeah, he knows cups on what he does and everything else. What it's going to come down to is obviously who can be able to execute in the half court, for one. Who can be able to change tempos and be able to change how each other plays, how their play style is. Who can be able to make somebody uncomfortable? You know, that's what this game is going to come down to. It's also going to come down to, can Centerville slow down Landon Evans, or can Sam Keeley have a game like how he had against Wayne?
I gotta throw this out there too, Coach. Hey, Centerville's second unit is still questionable.
It is
That to me is that. Listen, man, that starting five is money. I
for
mean
sure.
that starting five is money. I mean they can compete with almost anybody. I don't know who they can compete with, but when those guys come off the bench, that's what makes me nervous about Centerville. Now, how good is Pick Central compared to them? I don't know. I haven't seen Pick Central play this year, but you're getting deeper into the playoffs now. This is the third round. These guys, won both of their games, and hey, anything can happen if you don't show up as the second unit because they're a little soft on that second unit.
Yeah,
It might get interesting, bro.
But
but go ahead.
they're probably not playing that much. I mean, I'm pretty sure he shrunk that. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
he shrunk that rotation. So I don't think there's probably a lot of people coming off the bench anyway. Pump to your
Mhm.
statement. So
Right.
I get what you're saying because we seen it versus Wayne. I don't think he's rotating like that at this
it's
point. He probably going seven, probably seven. I mean, I know that's
That's
what
what I'm trying to say,
that's
though.
what Wayne is. They're
Who's
seven right now.
Because I'm with you, Smiz, but think about that second. That's those two people that come off the bench. Who comes to mind? Who are the two people that come to mind off the bench for Centerville, right off top of your head?
Dash is one of them.
Who's the other guy?
Your
I don't
man's
know
10 with
either.
the fro.
Yeah, Lil Fro. Listen, I get what you're saying,
Right,
and my man Dash. That's my guy. You know what I mean? I got a lot of appreciation for his game when he's on his dean, but dude, the one guy, number 10, I think is the guy. He's got good, about 6'2", 6'3", can shoot, but he doesn't play assertive on defense or offense. And
you
then
right.
Dash, hey man, Dash is either going to give you some benefits or he's going to kill you.
No, that's a fact. No, that's a fact.
So I'm saying the two people that they want to sub in, you got to sub them in. You can't play all five guys all four quarters, can you?
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
when
yeah,
we when we get to that Wayne versus Moeller, I mean,
yeah.
the starters played the whole fourth quarter and the whole overtime.
I'm saying the whole game, man, because I'm saying you got two people that I mean, even okay, we just talked about this in Northridge's game. We talked about 2 or 3 people that came off the bench and was productive. And I'm pretty sure if we think long and hard enough about the Alter game, we could probably think of supporting cast that came in and played good minutes for them too. We could think
Well,
about
one cat played by choice. He had no choice because of one cat fouled out, like y'all said. So
right. But what I'm that
at
but that's
that point,
for sure. But that's my point though, right? Because things happen. And
no,
that's what
okay,
worries me. Like
I'm with you.
your 6 and your 7 guy, don't get me wrong, you can play. Lakota West doesn't have to sub in anybody if they don't want to, right? Unless somebody's in foul trouble, which happens as a factor, they don't really have to sub out. There's a couple teams that just don't have to sub out, right? It benefits them to do it. Lakota West obviously subs, but I'm saying if the one boy ain't scoring and then the other young point guard Dash is turning the ball over,
It's slow.
it's bad news.
No, you right.
So
I'm gonna say this right. Um, I don't even know if they even go to 7. They might go to 6.
mm-hmm.
They might just rotate 6. And the thing about it is with Centerville is that Centerville doesn't play a high tempo pace. So that actually goes into Centerville's advantage, to be honest, because
Right.
they don't have to play a lot of kids, but they're not up tempo. They're not an up tempo team. So they might get somebody. A breather or two. But I don't see them staying on the floor that long now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, like I said, I think it really comes down to who can stay at a consistent competitive high level for all 4 quarters. That's what it's going to come down to. Who can be able to like between their 5, who can be able to play at the highest level for all 4 quarters. That's what it's going to come down to.
So who y'all got?
I'm going 937, man.
I'm on
Hey,
Centerville, man.
yeah, hey,
I
listen,
can't turn back. I can't turn back now, man.
the 937 been representing
For sure.
going in the
G-Walk,
regionals.
C-Walk, I'm in. You feel me?
Yeah. All right. I'm going Centerville, man, but I'm putting a special little announcement out for my man Dash. Come on,
Oh
Dash.
man.
Come on, Dash. I done pumped you up a couple times, baby. Come on, man. Take care of the basketball. Nah.
um, I'm gonna get into this Wayne versus Moeller
Ooh.
OT thriller. Um, this was a game, y'all. Y'all know me, man. I'm front row. Y'all know I'm screaming, I'm yelling, I'm jumping, I'm running. Y'all know how I am at these games. I didn't even sit in my seat fourth quarter or overtime. Um, this was man, this it's kind of hard to break this game down because it was back and forth. Um, but I gotta give a big shout out to my guy Sean Heisel. Senior, he single handedly kept Wayne in his game. 3 for 3 from the three. He had 13 points in the first half. Um, I mean, like you said, Renner, senior led team. Seniors got to make plays. Zay didn't score until the fourth quarter.
Mm.
Um, KP, he hit a few shots early, but it wasn't, the KP that we're known. Zoe, hats off to Zoe, man. Zoe
Mm.
played big. Got 2 fouls in the first quarter, so he had to sit down. But you got to shout out Zoe. He got the game-winning bucket, and he played real big in the second half. Um, Definitely got to get my hats off to Tay because like we talked about earlier, Tay finds those cracks and them crevices in them zones, and it makes it easier for Zoe or a KP or a Tay or a Shotty or even a Sean in this game, because he's gonna get you the ball as well
Yeah,
as he's gonna get his too. But
yeah.
him getting they ran that 1-3-1, and hats off to Moeller. They're young. I want to say I think they had one senior that started. They started two freshmen. I don't know the cat's name. Number two, the young guard. He could shoot it.
You talking about the
I
light skinned guard?
No, not Bubba. This was a
Okay,
white guard, number two.
okay.
But you mentioned Bubba, and I've been seeing him a lot throughout the year, and I know it's going to come with experience, but he really ain't do much of this game. A thing that hurt Moeller, they shot 27% from the free throw line.
Well, that's terrible.
You lose by
Terrible.
one
Yeah.
in overtime. I want to give Wayne a shout out because they got Davis in foul trouble.
Mm.
Davis had three fouls. He was on and off the court, but I mean they scrap. Um, Shout out to Zay. Um, Late in overtime, we I'll just fast forward the game to overtime. Overtime, we go up four quick. They tip the ball to us on our side of the court. Zay gets a layup. They turn it over, and we get another bucket. We up four, but then we ended up turning it over or something, and they ended up. But this is a back and forth game. But late in overtime, we're up one, and they're in this 1-3-1. They're trapping hard, and Zay turns it over, and
Mm.
Bubba comes down, and he gets this layup. Now, you know, this shows Zay's toughness, his leadership, and as well as being a senior, he didn't hold his head. You know what I'm saying? They come back, and the floor general, he gets in that crevice, and he dishes it off to Zoe with like 5 seconds left, and Zoe gets the game winning bucket. But then I got to shout out KP and Moeller's coach, because they run a hellified play out of bounds in front of Wayne's bench. And I mean, the young guy actually has a good look, and KP just goes straight up and he misses. The ref don't call a foul. Now back to these referees. They let them play. So I'm not mad at that. But the calls that they made, they shouldn't have made, and the calls that they didn't make, they should have. You know, there was one foul Zoe got where he just actually just grabbed, he blocked it and just grabbed the ball, and they called a foul.
Mm.
Um, but again, Wayne's bench doesn't score. They're only running seven right now. And the starters played the whole fourth quarter and the whole overtime. Um, but this was just a game that Wayne just showed toughness. Um, all the young cats on Wayne after the game, their stories is going crazy because
They was playing.
Cincy Hoops puts out a poll, Moeller and Wayne, and it's 83% Moeller. So nobody even had a chance, gave Wayne a chance to win this game. I looked at, the preview of this game, and it was just they were a mirror image of each other. This was, I mean, kind of like the same exact team from, points per game, records, home record, away record. This was a balanced game. Both, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It could have went either way.
Evenly
Um,
matched.
yeah, and it was a good matchup, and Wayne prevailed. And hats off to Wayne. I'm biased. Of course. For reasons everybody knows that my son plays for Wayne, but it's interesting that they match up with Princeton because I'm pretty sure this is another week to where everybody's going to have Princeton winning. But we seen Princeton lose late to a good team in Oak Hills, who's also in the regional semis. So you got this 5-star in Cam, you got Gill, you got the shooter, but they've proven that they're beatable,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't sleep on this Wayne team. You can't go in there thinking that you're just going to beat them because these guys are scrappy. You know what I'm saying? They're not just going to lay down, and they got momentum going into this game. They already know they the underdogs. You feel me? They're already going in this game with the biggest chip on their shoulder. I'm not sure, but I feel like this last game and this game is probably the two biggest games in Nate's coaching career. Am I correct, Render? Has he
I
made it?
think you
Has
are.
he made it this far? Before.
He was there in 22 with Laurent and R.J. Mukes, and I think he had Emil Wagner and all them.
Okay. Okay. So this is a big game for, I mean, their program. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? They
yeah,
they get this win, and I'm not talking too early because again, I think they'll play the winner of Oak Hills and St. X.
yes,
You could be looking at a team that people never even had on their radar sneaking in to state.
yep.
That's a fact.
I'm gonna say this right, and I'm gonna kind of go a little bit further, right? If if Wayne can be able to beat the press, if Wayne can be able to score in the half court, if Wayne can be able to rebound the basketball at an elite level, um, I like them against Princeton.
They got to keep pressing out the paint. That's one thing Moeller did. Moeller had 30 plus points in the paint.
Yeah,
Coach, I just
that's
want to
tough.
say that you said about 3 ifs. That's a lot of ifs. You know what they say about ifs,
For sure.
If
Fifths, fifths,
if, if
spliffs.
What One thing that we've seen with Princeton this year though is, and we talked about this off air, um, they're a slow starting team. It takes them
yeah,
a while to get going. I'm not saying they probably haven't had games to where they jump on teams, but you go back to the Lakota West game and what it was 18-0, 18-2 into the first
yep,
quarter.
yep,
And granted, Wayne might not have the same firepower as a Lakota West, but you don't want to go down that early to
Type of
any
player.
team
no,
because at this point, the Sweet 16, you're there for a reason.
yep,
You could
I
call it
agree.
luck, you could call it fluke, you whatever you want to call it, you're here for a reason.
Yeah,
So I I don't know what they would have to do to get going early, but I feel like Wayne is not a team you want to go down double digits to early because you know what Nate like to do.
yeah,
You know what Nate like to do. So you going down 10 to 12, they handling the pressure a little bit and they holding that ball. You don't want that. You don't want
Not at
Let me
that.
all.
say something real quick, man, because I think this is going to be interesting. There's a couple things. I think Tay for Wayne versus the point guard for um man, I just slipped my mind that
Princeton.
fast. Princeton. Um, I think that's a very interesting matchup. I think Tay's better, but that guy is a strong point guard. He's feisty. He plays great defense. He's rough and rugged. And when he fouled out of the Dakota West game, I thought that was like that really hurt Princeton in that game. Him fouling out because he plays his role to perfection. The second thing I want to point out is Princeton starts slow, but it's just the talent that they have. They could just score in bunches, change the game, a snap of a finger. You know, they just have that type of momentum that they could just pick up. So Wayne needs to be very, very careful to not let them go on these crazy runs. You talk about Martindale and his love for timeouts. He may need to use those if things get a little wild. But I
Oh,
really want
he is
y'all to
going to use them. You ain't got to worry about that.
for sure.
You
I really want y'all to look at the point guard for Princeton versus Tay tomorrow. I that could be a very interesting matchup.
Um, I think the guard. I think he's like a senior guard, if I'm not mistaken.
who
Yeah.
that? The shooter?
Nah,
No,
he's just
the
he's a little
the
rough
black
point guard.
kid that plays point guard for Princeton. He's actually a good defender. I will say that.
He is.
Um, if Princeton if if Wayne can get past Princeton, I can see them getting past Saint X.
Oh, for sure,
And
for
I'm gonna
sure.
tell you, why. Because
Hold up, Render. So you're not giving Oak Hills a shot at Saint X? Is that what you saying? Before you jump, since we jumping right there, you don't feel like Oak Hills could beat Saint X because they
I mean
did beat
any
Princeton.
I mean they did. Anybody can beat anybody right now.
I mean, you're
But
right.
I'm gonna say this, right? Saint X has a lot of size. And I think how Oak Hill plays, it plays right into Saint X. It plays right into Saint X
Strength.
style of play.
Got you.
So I think if Oak Hill's played a little bit more faster, maybe I'll give them a chance. But you talking Saint X having 6 foot plus across the board, and then they bring in off the bench. They bring in 6'6" and 6'7". Yeah, they ain't gonna. Yeah. But the only thing, and that's the only reason why I feel like Wayne has a chance because Wayne plays a different style than Saint X, right? So, but like I said, if Wayne can be able to get past the press, if Wayne can be able to score the basketball at a high level in the first quarter, because we just said that Princeton gets off to a slow start. If they can be able to dictate the game in the first quarter, they can dictate the whole game. And that's a fact. So, but I will say this though. If they can't beat that press,
It's gonna be a hard night.
it's gonna be a long night.
I'm
It's
with
gonna
you,
be a
and I
long night.
feel like that's where Wayne struggles at is pressure.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
I will
agree.
say that when the pressure is on them, that's kind of like where they turn the ball over. Because that's kind of like where Moeller had them shook a little bit in the first half, creating them turnovers. And like I said, there was a late turnover. There was a turnover late that could have cost them the game. Um, Granted, it didn't, but yeah, like I'm with you, Render. Handling that pressure and scoring at a high level, they're definitely gonna need to score in the 70s to beat these cats. I don't feel like they're gonna play stall ball. So they're gonna have to score.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
that's a fact.
Fellas, let's segue to Alter.
Nah, segue to go ahead, render man. Go ahead and pop it real quick, bro. Before we get into this altar game, go ahead and pop it, man. Go ahead,
Woo!
bro.
Hey, hold on,
Go ahead, man. Go ahead and pop it,
hold on. Let me
man. You
say this real
deserve.
quick
Hey,
before Render get in there, fam.
you
Pause.
deserve it.
Let me he really don't deserve that, but whatever. So first and foremost, let me say this real quick. That is give Render his props because what he really did was he predicted an upset, but he didn't even know the upset. He didn't even know Cleveland Heights. He didn't know they was even playing. First
No,
of
he
all,
definitely just didn't have faith
he just didn't
in.
have faith
Yeah,
in
nah,
in
right.
his team
No,
because
that's
this
right.
is an upset. Cleveland Heights beating St. Ignatius at this point in time is a serious upset. But I want to say something about Cleveland Heights. You know they're coached by J.R. Brimmer.
Why that
You
I
know,
sound
don't know who
familiar?
that is,
so
but
J.R. Brimmer played at St. Bonnie's, and he had a pretty good career at St. Bonnie's. Ended up going to the NBA, and he was on the second team All Rookie team. He played like 2 or 3 years, and then he went overseas and got a bag. But you know,
Used to wear the
he also
headband. You used to wear the
I believe
headband.
so. Yeah, he used to wear a headband.
Brown skin.
Yeah, and he went to Cleveland Heights as well. So I'm only saying that
Oh.
to say, man, and that's why they won. They got an NBA coach, man.
ah man, nah, we ain't doing that tonight, man. We ain't about to sit.
They got
I
J.R.
know we
Brimmer.
ain't about to sit here and reach for that now.
Hey, they got J.R. Brimmer. What you talking about,
Oh
man?
man. Oh, how you was talking about that? You didn't even know that until you looked that up. That's crazy.
Ah.
Hey, the reach is out of control. Like I said before, Saint Ignatius ain't the answer. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They are not the answer. And clearly, now, Pump, I understand you like Iggy to come out the region. Hey, I'm really like that with this basketball,
I
man.
ain't gonna lie though, Render man. Iggy is nice,
Boo.
bro. Iggy is nice,
Boo.
bro. They
He
Coach,
got
ain't that nice
Jones.
enough to make it
They
out the
got the
region.
shooter. They got the young sophomore.
it's really
They
I'm.
just
cool.
I didn't expect this, bro.
it's
I
really
didn't expect
Hey,
concerning,
it.
man.
hey, hey, listen, good inventory. That's all I'm gonna tell you. They getting ready for inventory. Hey, probably today or tomorrow. They getting ready for inventory. You know, hey,
Man.
hey, 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 Smitty, when they banquet coming up soon. You gotta get ready for the banquet, man. Go ahead and get ready for that banquet, man.
Hey man,
Hey,
It's track
hey,
season, man. Get ready
it's
for
hey,
it's
track.
track season. Hello, track season on the
Track
way.
and baseball season, man.
Track and baseball, man. Hey,
hey,
go try
fellas,
to win one in track and baseball. Basketball ain't it this year, big dog.
fellas, we got other topics.
Hey, hold on now. I did say somebody was gonna make it out that region, and my pick is still in there.
St. Ed's.
I mean, come on. Like, can we be real? Like, that's not like a compelling, like Nostradamus. You feel me? I predicted. That's you pick Saint as they're number one. I mean, I get it. I get it.
That's crazy because
I was impressed.
You were just saying Saint Iggy was gonna make it out the region, and
I'm
what I
saying,
tell you,
but I'm saying this: Saint Iggy had a chance. They blew it again, just like they blown a couple other games that were questionable this season, and they didn't make it. They didn't make it. But it, you got me. You got me, man. That's all.
hey,
You
hey,
got
hey,
me.
listen, you wanna know what had me is when they got blew out by Westernville North. When
Yeah, that
they
was.
got blew out of Columbus by Westernville North. That showed me right then and there. Iggy ain't the
And me
answer.
and
I'm gonna
Hunt
tell
was
you that
supposed
right
to
now.
go to that game too, man.
Bro,
That was a game we was kind of pumped up for, especially after seeing them play Centerville because again, Centerville 3-point shot away from winning or going into OT, one or the other.
yeah.
So I was high. I was high on Saint Iggy. I just can't let
This
my
is an
man.
upset, bro. I'm gonna be
I
real.
definitely thought Saint Iggy wouldn't at
He
least
thought
be
that they
Sweet
would.
16,
He thought
Elite
that they
Eight.
would lose. Coach thought that they would lose to St. Ed's. He
Yeah,
never,
we
for the
definitely had.
record,
He
he
definitely
never
called that
predicted
Saint
Big
Ed game
L.
though.
Big L just plays in his favor.
Nah, but
Hey,
it is what it is, man. That's why
Right.
you got to play the
you're
game.
out of
That's why
there.
you play the
Man,
game.
whatever, man.
You're out of there.
I want to talk about something else.
No, y'all can get into that altar game. Y'all was
Look,
there at that altar
how about
game.
this? How about this? How about we go?
Well, Lakota.
Let's go Lakota, then let's go Alter if you don't mind. You good with that?
Yeah, we'll finish it off with altar. That's the last topic. Lakota West versus my favorite G Walk team. Kettering Fairmont. Um, we was talking about this in our group chat earlier in the week, and we all know it doesn't matter what sport. I mean, it could be lacrosse. I feel like Fairmont is just always going to be a trap game for anybody because just the way their style of play. We all know they got Jay McGraw. Um, and he's well, can't really say that because we we seen him pull out a dud, you know. But we also seen him score 24 out of 40. So,
Seen both.
um,
Yeah, I've seen both. Yeah,
so
seen
we
both.
know what Jay McGraw can do. Um, like you said before, Pump. If there's times that we feel like Northridge could take a little note out of Fairmont's book and just feed Keontae. But um they they kind of kept it close, but they couldn't score. I watched this online. They just don't have enough. Like we said in the group chat, McGraw could go for 30 and they still lose by 20. When they played Centerville, they were just shooting the hell out the ball that game. I mean, it was ridiculous how good they were shooting.
It was kind of
That was
unheard
kind of
of.
the game they needed to
Right.
have versus Lakota.
Right.
They
Right.
kept it close 6-8, and then Lakota just showed why they're the number one team in the state. You got this 1-2 punch. Um, I'm not going to say arguably is the best 1-2 punch in the state. Um, I'm pretty sure some people would want to argue the Fosters out in Lima. And you might want to put together a two man for Westerville North.
I
I'm not
mean,
sure. They got
there's a
three
few
guys,
good.
but
There's a
I'm
few good
feeling like
teams. Yeah.
you could swap whatever two out. But just too much Tyson and Curry, man. And I don't know his name, but they got a big that was kind of impressive. Um, I,
Yeah.
somebody could find his name so we could, give him a shout out.
Yeah. I'll find it.
But
But how
that
convenient.
that big, with them losing their big and then him stepping up, I'm not going to. I'm not comparing the two bigs because clearly, we know there's one better than the other, but they don't really drop off too bad as we thought they would because evidently he knows how to play.
How lucky are you to have your starting center go out only to have a 6'6" center come in the game and he's not just 6'6", he can play. That lets you know the depth of that Lakota West team. And they're dangerous. I still have them slated to win the whole thing. Obviously there's some other teams out there in the pack that I'd like to see, play, but bringing it back to Fairmont, that game, it's just the thing is Fairmont did what they had to do to get there, but just their luck they run in the Lakota West. Lakota West, you got JT, Joshua Tyson, you got Bryce Curry, you got the big man who came to play. They're well coached. It's just one of those things where just Fairmont just doesn't have the firepower. And even though they don't, I mean, Jaden still came in and put up really good numbers. I think he had like 20 plus. He was clearly a problem in that paint for somebody that's standing staring eye to eye almost with Joshua Tyson, clearly shorter than Bryce Curry. So, Coach had said something off the air where he was like, he was concerned that Lakota didn't dominate Fairmont. And I know he's going to have the floor here in a minute to kind of explain what he meant by that. And I agree with him that they didn't dominate them, right? They won by 20, but again, we're talking about Lakota West. But what I saw with Lakota West this whole year, it reminds me of kind of like Floyd Mayweather when he was in his prime, right? People would be like, well, he didn't really beat him that bad. Or, this fighter did, beat the fighter that Floyd fought. He beat him down, but then Floyd didn't knock him out to the 10th round. The thing about Lakota is like they'll beat you any way you want to do this. You want to have a slugfest. You want to be fast paced, hit a lot of threes, or you want to play boring basketball. You want to try to hold the ball like a Mason or someone else. They're just built to play you any kind of way, and they beat everybody.
Coaching.
They beat Lima. They beat Princeton. La Lemire is the only team to beat these guys. And if no one knows who La Lemire is just watching this, that's the number one team in Indiana who's got monsters on that team. And they barely beat them. And for those who were at the game,
buzzer beater. Beat them by a buzzer beater.
For those who were at the game, to Smitty's point, Lakota could have easily won that game. You know what I mean? At a neutral site. So, this team, in my opinion, continues to show me, especially with the 6'6" kid coming off the bench. I don't have their roster pulled up. I meant to pull it up, but then we got into the discussion. I'll get his name here in a minute. But I still think they're dangerous. They still got the best coach in the land, arguably, right? I won't call him number one, but I think he's worthy of that right now. And they've got the depth. So, Fairmont totally got outclassed, put up a good fight because they got a good player over there with Jaden. It's actually a crime that Jaden isn't 6'5", 6'6". We'd be in for a hell of a show. So, but yeah, I'll let Render kind of join the floor on that one. But again, man, Lakota is just a special team in my opinion. The two guards are just unstoppable. But go ahead, Coach.
So I did say the comment that it wasn't a dominant win, but the thing about with Lakota West, right? I still got them, it's still West versus the field for me. Like, I really think, a team like Lakota West definitely can play multiple styles, and I think y'all brung that up as well. The reason why I said it wasn't that dominant just because I don't think they kind of like asserted themselves, The game was kind of slow a little bit. I don't know if they wasn't hitting shots or they was letting Jaden like kind of like just get to his spots, and they kind of let Fairmont hang in there for a second. But I think once the game started to continue on, you can start to see like the dominant level of Lakota West started to kick in. Obviously Josh Tyson, one of the best guards arguably in the country. Him and Bryce Curry, definitely one of the best guards in the country, right? I do think though it's hurting a little bit that they're missing Roman. They're missing Roman Combs. Roman Combs is their third option guy that can score 15 to 17 points that I feel like that they're missing. But to y'all point as well, they're bringing a 6'6" kid that's a junior right now that's coming in. I think he ended up with like 15, if I'm not mistaken. He ended up with 15 points. So I think he has to be that guy that has to be able to cover Roman's points between him and Bryce. I think if Bryce can be able to bump up his average to like 17 with Josh Tyson, I think they'll have a real big shot of winning it. You know what I'm saying?
How much does Curry average right now?
I
How
think
much
like
he average?
15 or 16.
So
Not a
if he
whole
could,
lot. Because Tyson
if he
doesn't
could,
average a whole lot.
yeah, and that's the thing, right? I think Tyson's Tyson's ability, when Josh Tyson get to talking to himself, when he get the balling up his fist,
Yeah,
he'll get a good bucket, and he
yeah,
get the barking at you. Oh, just
yeah,
know what's up.
yeah,
Just know what's up, and
yeah,
everybody else coming right behind with that too, for sure.
yeah.
So that's the scary part about West, right? They playing against the Fairmonts, they play Middletown, you know. I think sometimes they play to the level of the competition. And that can be a thing with a good team, because when they're playing against competition, like, you can see a whole nother level of play. So, and that's why I said you start to see that second half, like, they started to dominate. I don't think they have a whole game full of dominance, but you can start to see spurts of, like, okay, this is the Lakota West team that I'm looking to win it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that
Hmm.
was the team I was looking to win. So I do think that, look, like I said, I still got Lakota West versus the field. I think that Lakota West has a huge shot of winning it, but um I just want to see a little bit more dominance. I just want to see like full games from them. You know what I'm saying? Like Fairmont shouldn't have been in that game at all. You
No.
know,
Now ain't the
but
time to slack.
yes,
Well,
I agree.
yeah.
So, and coaches is watching that type of film. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to figure out. All right, well, if Fairmont can be able to be in a game in a half, then what do we got to do to be able to be in the whole ball game? You know what I'm saying? So, um, you know, good win by West. It was a slow 20, but it was a 20 ball. So, kudos to them. I forgot who they play. I think they play
Hold on, hold on.
Olentangy Berlin. So, another test. They go to Columbus. They got to play against the Columbus team. So, um, I expect for them to win. I expect for them to play against Centerville in the regional finals, like how I had it on my bracket.
I want to say something real quick about Lakota because I agree with everything you said. You guys make good points. You can't. You know, your concern is like, hey man, you guys look a little flat, right? What's up? Why you letting these guys come in and hang with you? To Smitty's point in the beginning, Fairmont is they are a weird team like that. I mean, they just change your whole style. We've seen it happen countless times in football. There are teams that could just kind of like suck you into a pause to a style and playing a game that you don't even really normally play. Now, did that happen? I don't know, but we've seen Fairmont do that so many times. But I just want to say a couple things. One, Bryce Curry actually averages 13 points per game, and Josh Tyson averages 16 and a half points per game. Now, what's interesting about Josh Tyson's point per game average, Amir Gill led the league in scoring at 18.2. Josh was at 16.5. Amir Gill had a total of 400 points. Josh Tyson had a total of 395 points. So what that tells you is that Josh Tyson will easily score 16 a game and play point guard and coast to the game. But if you piss him off, he's only
He'll
five
go for
points
30.
away. He's only 5 points
Hmm.
away from the leading scorer in the whole conference. So
Hmm.
that means when it's time to play, time to be a gamer, when you like you said, when you get the ball and fists up, shaking them little short braids and all that, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it's scary hours. And that's what I saw against Fairmont when it came to Lakota West, is that they have two players that any given time y'all really want to apply pressure and wake up the sleeping giant, wake up the beast. These guys will scorch you. I saw a couple times where Bryce Curry got positioned to where, like, he had to split the defense. He had to do this, do that. Man, his bag is just as deep as any guard in the whole state.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
never get to see it because him and JT are kind of laid back, move the ball around. Bryce is way more laid back than JT. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But if you, it's what Coach said earlier that can hurt them is them being bored. You look, I mean, if you just pull up their schedule, man, and see the level of competition that they had to play this year, the people that Reynoldsburg, Lima Senior, La Lemire, Princeton. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys, bro, they play dogs all year long. So it's like they get the Fairmont. It's a walk in the park. And when you watch Josh Tyson, coach, Smidge, you watch that game, Josh Tyson could score 10 points like that.
Mm-hmm.
In
Yep.
a few different ways. You want a three, but you want me to get a steal, coast to coast dunk. You
Yep.
want me to go through your whole team?
And you don't want to let him get downhill because it might get bad for you.
It's gonna get a dunk on you. He tried to punch on something at the previous game. So the thing is, man, they have so much talent. And what I saw out of Curry, even though JT is the guy, JT could just score points in bunches. Curry is like a ticking time bomb, but in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah. I do
So
think. I do think Curry is going to be the reason why Lakota West wins the state championship.
for sure.
I really agree with that just because obviously you know what you're gonna get from JT, but Bryce is the guy that can score right with JT. And like I seen as spurts in that game that Bryce was just being like he was just overwhelming a lot of his like the defenders, the opponents. He made one. I'm talking about one crispy Euro step, clean layup to go into halftime. Like if he had
Oh
that
man.
like if he had that throughout the whole game, he might have could have had 25 to 30. You know what I'm saying? So like I think once you start leveling up to the regionals and the state, like I think you're gonna start seeing Bryce Curry really get out his bag because like against Princeton, I think the only little couple minutes that he got, you
Yeah,
start to see, oh yeah, Bryce about to turn up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So like I said, I want to see more of that. I want to see more of Bryce being able to score in a lot of bunches. Like I said, he's probably one of the more exciting players to watch just because of his his high flying ability and everything. So, I got West versus the field, man.
yeah,
I got West versus field.
yeah. Well, I want to say something too. This team is young. They're all coming back. And,
Scary hour.
and listen, man, just to add, this is really going to throw you. They're all coming back, but the guy that's on the bench that's hurt, I think he might be a junior. Cohen Brandenburg, is that the guy that's hurt with the boot?
Mm-mm.
Somebody that. So this is what I'm looking at on the roster. They got a guy that's a 6'9". They got him listed as shooting guard. His name is Cohen Brandenburg. He's 6'9". They got Braden Goldner as a sophomore. He's 6'5". Navarez, I think, is the guy that came in the game. He's a sophomore. He's 6'6". Eli Dunn, 6'5". Griffin, 6'5". All these guys are sophomores and one junior.
Yeah,
Not to
that's scary.
mention the Dangerous 2027 pack. That's Curry and Tyson. Listen, man. Yeah,
And to throw this in there, pump. They're a layup away from going to state last year.
Woo!
a
You
layup
right.
away from going to state, an
You
inbounds
right.
play from going to state last year.
You right. You
So
right.
That's correct,
they
Switch. They were sophomores.
they know what they. I know they got that feeling that when we can't let nobody get in our way this year. We blew it last year. So, but like you said, with all them coming back, um, interesting. Um,
Very.
I got Lakota West continuing to win. Shout out to them. Shout out to Kevin Moss, man. He's always showing love to the Instagram, to the channels, man.
hey,
And we
Frost,
showing love right back, man. We've been, yeah,
you owe
Frost
us
too.
one,
Yes,
brother.
sir. Oh
You owe
yeah,
us one,
Frost. What's
Frost.
going on,
Shout
big
out to
brother?
my
I
boy,
seen
man.
I seen him at that Wayne
Shout out to my
Springboro
boy.
game. He apologized, but hey, Frost, you owe us one, man. You owe us one.
Yeah, we gonna get
um,
Frost, bro. We gonna get Frost.
let's
I was just
I'll
gonna
let
say
y'all
this,
take us
man.
into
I know we
the
got one
altar
more.
game.
I was just gonna say this. Good luck to Lakota in the next round. I think they're gonna take care of business. And shout out to Jalen McGraw from Kettering, man. He hooped all year long, bro.
No, for
So
sure.
I just want to show that young guy some love, man.
And I'm
Show the
pretty
young man
Definitely.
some
sure
love, man.
the scouting report the scouting report definitely had his name in bold letters. Every game
Definitely.
in and game out, game in and game out.
Right.
Definitely.
Facts.
He
Facts.
definitely deserved GWAR Player of the Year.
For
Oh,
sure.
I mean, that was a no brainer.
For
I
sure.
think we kind of I think
We
that was
called that
settled
last
probably
week.
halfway through the year. Yeah, I'm about to say they. And this is
Yeah,
no
I feel like
knock
we might
to
have called that
nobody.
like
I
week
kind
3
of
or
feel
something.
like next
Yeah.
year. I mean, we don't gotta really spend too much time on this, but I feel like my boy Trey Sam gonna have something to say next year about that G Walk Player of the Year. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna
Hey,
leave it right there. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
leave it
tell you
right
like
there.
this, bro. I'm gonna tell you like this, and then we
I'm
can
gonna leave
move
it
on.
right there.
If anybody can do it, if anybody can do it, it's him. That's all I'm gonna say.
But
And you know how I feel. So,
but
yeah,
I could really play devil's advocate and throw my man's in there, man. Floor General Tay, man.
don't say G. Oh
Floor
yeah,
General
yeah,
Tay.
yeah, for sure.
You
I'm gonna
feel
say,
me? Don't
I'm
sleep.
gonna say
Don't
Tay.
sleep. Don't sleep on
Never,
Tay.
never
Don't
will I
sleep
ever.
on Tay.
Nah, because
Don't sleep.
well, because
I
one thing
feel
about it,
like next year will be his breakout year. I know he's going to probably have a
I was just
hellified
gonna say that.
summer, and
Yeah,
next year we might be having some different conversations on this pod about Tay Shivers, man.
I was just gonna say that. Uh, he the sophomore year was his breakout year to date. But this next year, because he's shown you that he can up his game every year, levels, big levels. You know what I mean? So I look forward to him, and then I got a sleeper pick, and that's Juju. I ain't trying to add no trouble to the Sam household, but Juju six
Nah,
seven,
you
six
you
eight.
you know you know that's my man's.
Yeah,
I like his aura.
for
I
sure.
like his aura.
Right.
When we talk to him, um, his motto is just lace him up and roll that ball
He
out
got that
there.
moxie.
I'll show you what's up. I'll show you. I ain't gonna really do too much talking, but just lace him up. I'll show y'all what's up.
Yeah, he got that moxie for sure, man.
So,
All
I'm gonna
right,
give y'all.
so
I'm hold
go ahead.
on. I'm gonna give y'all
Go ahead.
one more name. I'm
Yes,
gonna
sir.
give y'all one more name. Don't sleep on Caleb Kelly from Northmont either.
Levin,
Nah, Caleb. Yeah, number 11
number
from
11.
Northmont. Yep,
Okay.
yep.
And they got everybody coming back next year as well
And they
too.
got everybody
Well,
coming back.
I think they probably got maybe 2, 3 seasons. I know Chisholm's gone.
Oh yeah, Chisholm gone.
Yeah, Chisholm's gone.
That might be it though.
Yeah, I know Chisholm's gone for sure.
Yeah, Chisholm definitely gone. But
I
yeah,
think
Caleb Kelly as well.
yeah,
Definitely put that
I
name
think we
out there.
named the guys, man. Um, let's talk about Alter, man. So You know, coach had threw out there that we saw 2 walk downs yesterday. And if you don't know what a walk down is, we'll explain it here in a second. But we saw 2 of those yesterday, and Alter was a part of it. And they matched up against what are these guys called? Cincinnati High School Christian Academy, I think is who they were. And you know what's funny about this game, bro, is that for one, coach, I don't think coach knew who they were. So that tells you a lot. Like if coach don't know who you are, that's a wild situation starting this game off, right? But these guys came out and he didn't know who they were, and obviously I didn't know who they were. And you know, we are a very ethnic friendly, non-ethnic friendly podcast, but wasn't no brother mans on that team, bro. And I didn't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? Just being real, I didn't know what to expect. I just see like 20 all white guys on this team, and I'm like, well, we got Tri-Village, like who we got? You know what I'm saying? What these guys gonna do, right? And what's crazy about this game, man, because we've watched Alter, all 3 of us has watched Alter 3-4 plus times, right? We're very well acquainted with Alter, the coach, the roster, etc. But these new guys, you know, I think at one point, coach, what was they up? 12, 15?
Yeah, they was up by 15 at one point.
The Christian Academy guys is up by 15 on Alter, who we know is legit. And if I'm not mistaken, they might have hit 7 threes in the first half.
I know number 5 definitely hit 5 threes in the first half. And I think number 2 hit 2 of them. I think 13 hit 1. So I want to say it's probably about 9 or 10 threes that they hit in the first half. They were shooting 64% from 3, and I think
Damn.
58% from the field. Yeah, now they was hitting just like how Taft was. They was hitting the same way.
And
They was
lose,
hitting the
that
same
is
way.
disgusting, bro.
So
Yeah.
check this out, man, because you know, coach made a point at around, I want to say maybe late in the second quarter, maybe earlier in the second quarter, I can't remember, but he was concerned because they kept pulling the stats up that they had no points in the paint. All that firepower, no points in the paint, and as insult to injury, they had no free throws attempted.
Damn.
So this is all 3 balls. Just going crazy on threes, maybe a few layups here, miscellaneous loose
Can't
ball
keep it up.
plays.
Can't keep it up.
Tough to keep that up. Now, at the same time, Alter's struggling. Alter's not really hitting. They're not really, you know, they keep leaving people open. I don't know if they were in a 2-3 zone or whatever the situation is. They're just really struggling. They look very much out of sorts. And for a minute, you know, these guys out of nowhere look like they about to knock my guys off. They about to knock Peg and Alter off. But look, man, Alter, when they cut those nets last night, I made the comment to coach. I said, you know, this guy has probably done this so many times. Alter has probably cut those regional nets so many times. He's been in so many of these battles. Just won the state, 2 years ago? You know, he's another one of those guys. He's another one of those guys that is official. He's a winner. And you know, I just want to shout out a couple people from the Alter squad. You know, I got to shout out Grant Guest, who had a legit he had a double double. He had 11 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks. And Grant, you know, not to knock on Grant, man, but I've been disappointed in Grant's game a few games this year because I see this kid that's 6'6", he's mobile. I sometimes I can't understand like why you just don't go out and dominate. But he showed up yesterday because he was probably one of the only people that showed up in that first half.
Yes.
Got to shout out to Peyton Bakos, man. Peyton Bakos, he kind of rubbed me the wrong way on the fast break, man. He was supposed to get that ball up the peg, but you know, Peyton was on a run. He was in his bag last night, so I'm gonna give Peyton some slack. But he ended up with 24, and he was just a scoring machine. What I like about Peyton Bakos' game that really stands out to me, because we see a lot of guards that can shoot the 3, but Peyton is actually a small guard that can finish really, really well at the rim. He does not miss a lot of layups. And some of it has contact, some of it with the offhand. He's got good touch around the rim. I mean, that's a bona fide hooper. If Peyton was 6 foot, oh man, Yeah, Peyton be a real problem. You know, you lucky
Mm-hmm.
he might be 5'10" on a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then you got to shout out Thomas Nicholas. He had 11 points. He's also a solid player. He's strapped when he get it going. But I'm gonna leave it at this. You know, I've been shouting out my man William Pegler Jr. as coach would call him Stink. My man Stink. Uh, listen, man, I'm gonna say it again for everybody out there in TV land, as they used to say back in the old days. You know what I'm saying? If you have not seen this young man play, he's only a freshman. And he looks like a freshman. He's built like a freshman. But this is a bona fide
That ain't freshman.
basketball player.
That ain't freshman.
I'm telling you. And you know, I've watched him 4 or 5 times this year. And the one thing I noticed yesterday, this is gonna throw y'all off, but this is the first time I paid attention to it when I watched this game. I figured something out with him. I don't know why I was so slow to this, but he probably has some of the best feet. Like, fam, his footwork and his control with that rock is outrageous. And then I got to see when the defensive end, and coach, I love to hear your take on this. When you watch him guard the ball, he's all over the rock. You can't shake him. His footwork is so good. He's so quick and nimble athletically. You can't really get around him. Now, at the coach's point, they playing in a lower tier conference, right? It wasn't like, you know, maybe Amir Gill was handling the ball or somebody like Joshua Tyson or somebody, right? But this kid is a monster athlete, and just a monster player, bro. And he had a Euro step, bro. He had a couple things, but he had a Euro step on a fast break where number 5, the shooter, tried to take a charge. And sometimes you get Euro steps so good, you're frozen. You just stand there while the other guy Euros around you because you don't have the feet, you don't have the instincts, the reflexes. It was so fast and he covered so much ground. I just look, man, I don't know where this kid is going, but like I said before, I call him the one. He plays again. I want to say Wednesday or Thursday. If y'all got a little chance, man, you might want to take a little gander on down there to see William Pegler Jr. Because I'm telling you right now, that's a special young talent, man. Coach
For
Randy, man,
sure.
I got nothing else for that one, man. You have the floor, sir.
Well, you just dropped the mic, huh? Hey, you just dropped the mic. So, in that game, right, there's a couple things that happened, right? I think the first half, I do think Alter was in that 1-2-2, full court, and CACA was breaking that easily, right? Not only that, I think they went that 2-3 zone, and every time that CACA hit a shot, it was a wide open shot off the backside swing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the problem. That's why CACA went up so much, just because Alter would just stay in that zone. And they could have easily just matched up and kind of like made the game a little bit more faster. And I think they did that second half. I think they just went strictly man. You know, they played the gaps. They played the shooters, and I feel like they did a good job of making that adjustment and started to push the ball up the floor. I'm gonna say this though: when Alter sometimes gets down or in trouble, it's always Stink that always makes a couple plays here and there to get them out of that trouble.
What
You
you was
know,
calling him last night? What was you calling him?
huh?
When he would pull them out of a jam, what'd you keep calling him?
What, the Savior?
I think you was calling the insurance policy.
Oh no, yeah, he the insurance policy. Yeah, he definitely insurance policy. Because like you gotta think, right? Like he kept saving them out of like jams. Like it was at one point it was down 15. He came down and got a tough bucket in traffic. He had a tough bucket in traffic. And that's what really keeps them in basketball games, right? And don't get me wrong, right? Like Peyton Bakos, he makes shots. also, Grant Guess, he definitely had a good game. But like also like, I gotta get a shout out to Drew Cripps because he played on the defensive end, and I think he played very well.
Yeah, he did.
So um
Strong kid. Yeah.
strong, yeah, football guy,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I think Stink really keeps them at afloat to the point that he kind of bails them out of ball games at times just because, you know, his high IQ, he can finish at the rim, he can finish with contact and everything else. So, and he plays really good defense. So, it really it helps alter a lot that he's there,
Right.
So
Right.
I do think though, like obviously he's a freshman, right? But I do think they need to feed him a little bit more because some of his points they come off of fast break or
Oh
kind of like
yeah.
broken plays.
He's a
No,
he,
for sure.
he's such a this is the thing about him because coach, you're right. A lot of his buckets, and this is what I was when we had some talks off the air, and this is what I was saying. One of the things that really impressed me about him is that he scores in so many different ways.
And
And
in bunches as well.
And in bunches, he definitely does.
in bunches. And what coach is talking about right now is almost his ability to be at the right place at the right time. He has a nose for the ball. So you may have a rebound that's being tipped around. He will come out of nowhere, snatch it, and quickly put it back up for a layup. Or
Yeah,
he'll get the loose ball that's moving around, pick it up, scoop, layup. Like
yeah,
he's so savvy as a
yeah.
freshman, bro. And I want to point something out, man. Every time I see this guy play, you never see him just take out of whack shots. You never see him just miss so many shots in a row. He went 7 for 12 last night, 1 for 1 from three. And there's been some knocks on him as far as his jump shot. He's a young player, he'll develop. And he was 2 for 3 from the free throw line, but he always shoots above 50%, in my opinion. He's
Hmm.
so efficient. And when you look at his numbers on the year, this is ridiculous. His field goal percentage is 64%, bro.
That's tough as a
I
guard.
mean,
He's a
that ain't
freshman guard. He's
that
not,
ain't really far fetched because you got to think, Pump. When we seen him versus Fairmont, he didn't even take a jump shot. He had 24.
but no doubt, Smiz.
That's tough.
But that's what I'm trying to say. When you look at the feasibility, he's only 6 foot. He's a guard. Why is a 6 foot guard having a field goal percentage of a center?
High
You dig what I'm saying?
IQ.
His IQ and his rim ability, like I call
And
it.
they offense. They run some nice sets, man. They run some
Oh, they
nice
got a
sets.
nice
I mean,
offense,
They
bro.
do. They do.
he was
I
Yeah.
he was
the
getting wide open buckets versus Fairmont all night. Back doors, cuts, like
But see, Smith, this the thing about him, bro. A lot of that be the offense, but 50% of that be him. It's like it's hard to explain other than calling him savvy or maybe calling him a savant because there's things that he does at that level that as a freshman, it's like you're not really supposed to know these things. You see Keontae, who's a sophomore for Northridge, he does sophomore things. Sometimes he makes a bonehead play. Cam Mercer, another sophomore, sometimes he just does bonehead things like, come on, Cam, but he's young.
yeah.
When you watch William, you don't really see him do that too much. He'll make a freshman mistake every now and again. We saw it last night, coach, but for the most part, he plays a clean, clear, very under control, very smart, intelligent game. And he happens to have great footwork, almost like a young Kyrie Irving. Don't get mad at me, nobody. I know that's crazy for me to say that. I'm sorry. But this kid is very good. But go ahead, coach.
Nah, I was just saying, um, a guy that's finishing at a high field goal percentage like that, you should be figuring out plays for him alone to be able to get, at least a lot of ISO, like a lot of Iverson ISOs,
Right.
or a lot of back to the not even saying back to the basket, but a lot of backdoor plays for him. Just at least assertive him a little bit more in the offense. Because I know like PB, like he's getting assertive in the offense. Uh,
Yeah,
Even
he is.
Grant Guest was getting assertive in the offense yesterday. So I think I think they did a good job of being able to score the basketball. But I think sometimes as well, you got to be able to feed the guy that has a high field goal percentage as well. So, like I said, kudos to Alter, but Alter they got a tough task with Wyoming. They have a tough task with Wyoming. A tough
Mm-hmm.
task with Wyoming.
Man,
Real
so
tough.
I want to say this real quick because that was my first time seeing Wyoming. Oh man, you know what? I'm of the believer that Wyoming can probably compete with almost anybody in the state at any level. I'm not saying they can beat anybody, but I didn't see any weaknesses in that team from the
They
coach
tough.
all the way down, bro.
They're tough.
And
No, they
don't get me
tough.
wrong, you beat Urbana, okay? No disrespect to Urbana. Hats off to Urbana for making it to to that ride. They had a good season. You know what I
Excuse me.
mean? But like, hey, dog, Wyoming has no weaknesses, and they've got 3 guards. Listen, the main guard, I can't remember his name. What's his name? Kellen.
Yep. Yep.
So Kellen is supposed to be their best guard, and I think he probably is. He's their most athletic guard. He can get to the basket whenever he wants. I saw him a couple Euro steps. He's very athletic. But then they got the other light skinned guy who's a shooter, and he can also put the ball on the floor. He's going Division II, I think, coach. Uh,
Hmm.
and then they got the guy with the little short top braid set. You got to look out for him. I think he was number 3, maybe.
Yeah, I think he ended up with like 18 points yesterday.
You got to look out for him because that is a very smart guard, bro. I seen when he was on the fast break and the guy is on his back. You know what I'm saying? So you can. There's a lot of things that can happen in that situation, and he just did this slight change of pace at the very last minute, and it slowed Boyd all the way down. Oh, Boyd didn't know what to do. He would have ran into him. And that little slight change of pace, he just laid it in. It's like when you start seeing like little instincts like that, like, oh yeah, he's smooth, bro.
No,
He's
got
smooth.
to.
He's
Got to.
smooth, bro. Like most people would continue to go full speed and it'd be a crash. It might be a foul. You done hit the floor all crazy, or if you're strong enough and athletic enough, you might end one. But he got to play to a point where, okay, I see you trailing me. Let me slow down. Ooh, bucket.
Hmm.
Smooth walk up the court. I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah, he tough. And they got a 6'5", 6'6" big man. And then they
For
got a
and he
white
got
kid.
and he at up top for that 1-3-1. That's what was
Oh,
giving us
Yep.
he's
problems.
athletic. He's
Yep.
athletic. And
Yeah.
then they got a white kid that's probably, he's also tall. He was about 6'3", 6'4", coach. Hit a corner
Hmm.
three. I'm like, look, dude, Alter,
They got a tough task.
I mess with y'all, Alter. You know how I feel about y'all, man. But
It's
we gonna
it's a
really
tough one.
see what Will. I know what Willie's made of. William Pegler's made of. We're gonna see what Peyton Bakos is made of. We're gonna see what Grant Guest is made of. Because that Wyoming team is, again, man, I understand why they beat Centerville. I understand why they beat Wayne. Who else did they beat, coach, that was notable? Was it St. X?
No, I think they lost to St. X by a couple points.
They lost to St. X and they lost to Elder.
Yeah. Yes.
Elder?
Yeah, that was a head scratcher, Paul.
Mm.
But see, the thing about Wyoming, bro, they were undefeated forever, and then they lost. They went. It's almost like they went on a little streak of losses, and I don't know why. You got them going dub, 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 beat Centerville by almost 10. Dub, 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 dub. And then they lose 2 back-to-back games out of nowhere. St. X by 2 points. And then, believe it or not, Elder won by 11. something wasn't right in that little sequence, bro. They went
Yeah.
undefeated all the way to lose to Saint X by 2, Elder by 11. Then they got back to action, beat somebody by 25. Then they beat some team. Oh my God, they beat Finneytown. Good Lord, 82-16. So, listen, man. I thought that Wyoming would go undefeated. The Saint X loss, the Elder loss. The L is an L, but I just think, man, I wish somebody that was at those games could provide a little insight because I just think it's a little weird, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially that Elder game because
Yeah,
Northridge beat Elder.
right.
Oh, facts. That's a
So,
fact.
well, I'll tell you what, fellas.
Before you shut it down, man, we forgot about him in the grand scheme of things, but Trotwood, man.
Oh yeah, still at it.
Trotwood matches up against Tippecanoe tomorrow. I'm pretty sure by the time this airs or we put this out, that game will be concluded. But I'm going Trotwood, man. Like you said, Dayton been holding it down, man. So gotta show love to Trotwood, Blanton Senior. Shout out to him as well. That I want to say they was down big, ended up coming back, winning by 1. Um, this past weekend. So yeah. No disrespect to Trotwood. But yeah, Trotwood, hold it down, man.
Yeah, so Tippecanoe is interesting. They always got a pretty good team. Tip City wins every year. The talent, I don't know. They play in a smaller market, smaller league, if you will. They lost to Columbus DeSales. Alter beat them by 20. Lost to Bellbrook, lost to Butler, lost to Versailles. They might be in trouble come see Trotwood, but what's interesting is they beat LaSalle, who I thought LaSalle was supposed to be decent this year at that division. Um, so that is an interesting win, but I think the buck might stop at Trotwood. I mean, I was hot on Trotwood from the beginning when they beat Alter. I was like, this team has late state run potential if they can get it together. Only thing I've always been concerned about Trotwood is just some of the turnovers, man. You know what I
No,
mean?
for sure. That's how they lost to
They should
Reynoldsburg.
have beat Reynoldsburg. You know what I
No,
mean?
for sure. For
Um,
sure.
and then they're just turnover machines at different times. You know what I mean? So shout out to Jacarius. Shout out to my man Big Justice Taylor. Uh, and
Oh, he
shout out
signed too.
oh boy.
Corey signed
Oh,
to.
Was it
oh yeah.
Marietta?
Yep, Marietta. So
Marietta.
shout out to Corey for that.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Kari, man.
Shout out to Kari, man, on the signing, bro. Good, good.
I don't want to.
Congratulations.
So Pump, I got a question for you. I got a question for both of y'all. I know we wrapping it up, but I just want to end on this note. Trotwood beats Tip City. They get the winner of Baden and Hughes for the state to go to state. Pump, you seen them play Alter. Does Trotwood have a chance, or do they beat Baden to punch that ticket in the state?
So what's interesting about Baden, bro? If I'm not mistaken, let me look it up real quick, and then I'll be able to give you a. 1 second. I just need to look this up real quick. If I'm not mistaken, Baden is on like a 17 game winning streak. Let me see something real quick.
Mm.
Baden is on an 18 game winning streak.
Mm.
And Baden beat Alter the last time they played. I want to say Baden beat Alter 66-55, but they could have easily beat them by 20. Baden is a tall team. They're a very well coached team, very unselfish. They will move the ball around until they get a good shot. And like I said, that whole starting lineup's got to be 6'2", 6'3". Trotwood obviously is going to have the speed and the athletic edge, but that's a tough one, man. I don't know. Now Hughes just won as well. They cut nets as well, right? So and I didn't get
Mm-hmm.
to see Hughes. I think Coach saw Hughes, so he could speak to Hughes. But like I said, I saw Baden play Alter, who I think is a great team. Handled Alter, and the only loss that Baden had was against Alter in the beginning of the year, and they handled those guys. Uh, Baden is a team that again has one loss on an 18 game winning streak. Actually, they got two losses, 18-game winning streak. Be careful, Trotwood. That's all I'm gonna say.
The thing the thing the thing with that regional semifinal game with Baton and Hughes is that if 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 Hughes can be able to get stops, and if Le'Shawn Hill can be able to score the ball at a high rate, Hughes might have a chance. But it's going to be tough though, because Hamilton Baton is on an 18-game win streak, so it's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough. But I got Baton going into the regional finals against Trotwood, and that's going to be a banger.
I gotta be there.
That's going to be a banger.
I gotta be there. Where is that game supposed to be played at, Smith?
Xavier.
Yeah, I got
Yep.
to pull up. I got to come through, and I got to
Xavier.
pull up for that game.
Xavier.
Got to pull up for that game, and that is the Elite Eight.
That's
Yep.
the
That's the
punch
Elite
the
Eight.
ticket. Yeah, that's the punch the ticket
Yeah,
to state.
Yep.
yeah.
They
Got
both
to be.
handle business tomorrow. They both play tomorrow. Trotwood plays first, and Hughes and Bain play after. So
Right. Got to be at that game. Okay. Uh, fellas, great episode as always. It's probably one of our longer episodes. It's what, 2 hours, 16 minutes and count, 2 hours and 17 minutes. Is there any quick predictions for the next round? If anybody wants to throw out there, any off the top of their head, any quick predictions this next round?
I got Northmont over Wayne Woods.
I ain't mad at that because I've really never heard. I've asked uh, a lot of Cincinnati cats, and a lot of cats from Dayton that know basketball. And I mean, nobody's impressed with Win Woods. No disrespect. I'm hearing the conference ain't like that. Um, for Cincinnati to have as many tough teams as they have, Win Woods ain't played none of them.
Yeah,
And that's crazy.
yeah.
So I mean, that basically just speaks for itself.
I don't think I have any crazy predictions. I am very interested in the Centerville game. Centerville's got to come play. They got to take care of business. I would really, really, really be very disappointed to see Centerville take an L so early. I have such high hopes for that team. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Trey plays his game. Trey's playoff time, baby. Go ahead and put that 20 up, man. No more 13s. If you know what I mean? 13 is cool if y'all winning, but if not, I need a 20 piece. Alter is in dangerous territory.
Who?
I just think it's too much, man. I just think it's too much. I think this is where the party stops. Unfortunately,
Who?
unfortunately, who is
I
on?
got I
Go ahead.
I got I got a Northridge, Wyoming regional final matchup.
Oh my god. Oh my
Mm.
god. Hey man,
Mm.
that's
That's
going to be
scary.
And
crazy.
that's at Xavier as well. That's
That's
at
that
Xavier as
Xavier.
well.
Yeah.
Xavier got all the good games.
Hey,
Man.
hey, love right up the road, man. Gee
Mm-hmm.
whiz.
Now
Mm-mm.
that's a fact.
Yeah, coach, that's a scary one, man. I honestly, man, maybe we could save this for another time. I don't really have much for that because Keontae Smith is like the factor that like you can't really factor for,
Yeah.
especially with the way they're coaching him up right now.
Yeah.
They always have a chance.
Yes.
let's
Especially when
not
you got big
forget.
bro.
I about to say, I about to say,
Especially
Render,
when
you
you
took the
got
words
big
right out
bro.
my
The
mouth.
bro
Pause.
there. Yeah.
You feel me?
Hold on. I want to start a little trouble in the basketball community. I'm gonna start a little trouble because me and
Oh,
Smith was talking about this earlier, man. And I think I might have said this to you yesterday, Coach, but I'm gonna ask you on air:
man.
who is better between sophomore Keontae Smith, correct, versus sophomore Cam Mercer, and why?
That's tough, man. Oh man, that's tough. I don't even think I can answer that right now, man. Like, that's tough. That's tough. I
Mm,
really feel like, man, they both built like college
mm,
guys. They're really
mm,
both built like college guys. I'll
mm.
say this though, right? I think I have to see Keontae play on a Division I level. I have to see that. That's
That's
probably
fair. That's
because it's
fair.
a difference when you play in Division IV and Division I.
No, that's
It's
fair.
it's it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? And I think I said that yesterday too.
You did.
I think we was talking about the Amir Gill, um,
Will
Will
Pepper.
Pegler matchup too,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's different when you're playing Division IV teams till you playing Division I teams. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's
From
a fact.
the players and to the coaches. So I'll have to see Keontae play at a Division I level for me to really give you like a real answer to that. I can't give you a real answer because you know, and Keontae is killing at the D4 level, and so is Cam. Cam is definitely doing this thing on the D1 level. I would love to see both of them play, at the Division I level. Then I can give you that prediction. I can give you that answer.
Nah,
That's fair.
for sure. Smith, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Coach on this one. Like he said. I mean, we've seen him run through his division. We seen the Layman Catholic. We seen him run through Layman Catholic. We seen him do his. They've beat D1 teams, but we're talking about night in, night out D1 schedule. Not
Yes.
every our off season, our non conference schedule. We got a few D1s. I'm talking about D1 every night. We're talking about G Walk, you know what I'm saying? A G Walk schedule, G Walk conference. You gotta see it. You gotta see it. I mean, talent, we know he has the talent, but
Yeah.
would he be able to take his leadership and all the good things that we love about him and play a D1 schedule night in and night out? Now, if he do that, then we got a different argument. But like he said, you speaking 1 to 4. So
Let me ask you
Yeah.
this. I'm gonna add a little wrinkle to this real quick because I know it's getting late. If you were to switch Cam and put him on Northridge and take Keontae and put him on Princeton, who would you rather have on your squad?
That's tough.
The only reason why I bring this up is because as great as Cam is, and I had him first team all 4 quarters, so you know how I feel about Cam. And I had Keontae second team. But I got to see Keontae again yesterday, and now it's got me questioning everything I know. but
um,
but real quick, if you swap those guys out, and I want to add another wrinkle to this, Keontae might have grew an inch since December on some real weird I'm young and I'm still growing type vibes, right? I just wonder what would be the difference if you put him on that team with Amir Gill, Ronnie Santiago, and their supporting cast, and you now drop a 5-star 6'5" Cam Mercer in Northridge. Like, would there
You'll
be
probably get the same result, man.
I was
I
about to
don't
say that.
I don't feel like there would be a drop off.
Yeah.
I feel like if anything, Keontae gonna step up, not down.
right? Yeah. Oh, I think he'd be fine. I mean, you guys
Yeah.
already talked about this several times. I mean, what Keontae was on the All American team. He was like player of the game, player of the
Yeah,
tournament.
three SB player of the year,
Yeah.
and they won it
Yeah.
as
No,
well.
this guy is bona fide stud. You know what I mean? I
And
just
now
think
we
that's
get to see
where
what he do EYBL this summer. So
right. I'm tapped
Now
in.
hold on though.
Yeah.
Now we do gotta show some love to Cam too, because he was on that Indy Heat team
USA,
and
yeah,
he was playing up too. He was
that
playing up
USA
and they end up
team,
winning. Yep. He played USA. His team won Peace Jam.
and
So
Indy Heat won Peach Jam. Yep,
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 you're
they won
right.
it all. Yep, they won it all. So
Mhm.
like that's impressive. You playing up and you playing significant minutes and you end up winning Peace Jam, like that's
Put some
up there
respect.
too.
You gotta put some respect. That's
Mhm.
why I think both of y'all kind of ended with like, hey, I don't really know. And
Yeah,
that's why
it's
I
Yeah,
asked
that's
you guys.
tough.
And that's
yeah,
why
that's
I asked you guys. Because I'm looking at both of them and I'm like, both sophomores.
I kind of feel like it would be preference, honestly, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Who you like more, and I mean, just a basketball fan. And I know it's all hypothetical, but you can't go wrong either way. It's preference.
Hmm.
What you want at the end of the day. I mean,
Hmm.
that's basically what it boiled down to.
I
Tough,
agree.
tough. Okay, fellas. Great episode as always. Coach
Four
Nick.
quarters, man. The next time we'll meet up, I'm pretty sure. This will probably be we'll be talking about
Ooh,
state. We'll be talking about state games, I think,
what?
by the next pod.
Maybe
At
because we
least
got.
Elite Eight.
I was gonna say Elite Eight for sure because
Yeah, at
that'll
least Elite
be
Eight.
what again? This what's today?
So we got tomorrow and the
Today's
11th and the
Monday.
12th is what I'm looking at.
I'm looking at my clock. It says Tuesday. That threw me. I'm like Tuesday, but it's 12 o'clock. So,
Yeah, so
um,
we got
yeah,
11 and 11, 12. Yeah. Yeah.
it'll be Elite Eight time.
10,
We'll do this
11, 12
time. This time next week, it's Elite Eight time, man.
for sure.
So we got a lot to discuss. So always a pleasure, fellas, man. Y'all have
You already know.